Hey guys, it's Dr. Ivy Branin here. I'm in my kitchen again because I am going to be showing you another veggie forward snack that I make for my son. If you are tuning into our YouTube channel for the first time, the manyth time, definitely don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel because I don't want you to miss all the exciting content we are creating. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to like it. And to make your life easier, you can also find any of the products that I'm using to make this snack in the description of this video. So today, we're going to be making what I call veggie cookies. So when I'm making a snack for my son, I like to make sure that we're incorporating some vegetables. And this, like my toddler smoothie pops, there's a lot of variety and variability that you can do for this recipe. I'm going to tell you that there's many steps, so definitely don't get overwhelmed. And I'll also talk about how you can sort of incorporate this into kind of like your busy schedule, even with these like many steps. So the first thing we're going to be doing is making what I call a veggie butter. So this is actually completely vegan. It doesn't also contain, well, coconut, depending if you think that's a nut, but this is a completely vegan, dairy-free, egg-free recipe. So first going to start, so I have my little food processor, and we're going to be adding a quarter cup of coconut oil. You can see it's liquid, so it needs to be liquid. Then I have a mix. So I usually will have a variety of different vegetables that I use. I will steam the vegetables. So today it's a mixture of broccoli, carrot, and red bell pepper. So I will be adding that to the food processor. It's typically usually about either a half a cup or a cup of steamed vegetables. Really important, and I didn't show this step, but you really need to make sure that you remove as much excess water from the vegetables before putting them in the food processor. Okay, so now we're going to put on the lid and we're going to grind it. Okay, so it's the consistency. There's a little bit of some veggie clumps, but that's actually perfectly fine. I'm actually going to put it back in the container because basically with this recipe, we actually do need the coconut oil to be solid. So the next step after I've scraped out all the vegetable coconut mixture is to actually put it in the refrigerator. So this is something where you could actually do this the night before, or another thought is if you're kind of more in a time crunch, you can actually put it in the freezer because that will actually make it solidify more. So it has to harden. So again, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and then I'll show you the rest of the recipe. So while I wait for the vegetable coconut oil mixture to harden, let's talk about the dry ingredients. Again, there's a lot of variability even with the dry ingredients. So I'm going to be using today whole wheat flour. It's about 3/4 of a cup. And I'm also going to be adding a quarter cup of hemp protein powder for some extra protein and fiber. Today I'm using the one from Nativa because it's literally just hemp protein, which is amazing. Then there's a teaspoon of baking powder. And then lastly, I'll do a little bit of cinnamon, just for some extra flavor. Just mix all of those ingredients up, so getting all the dry ingredients well combined. You could, I guess, if you are avoiding gluten, you could try using a gluten-free flour, or if you didn't want to use the protein powder, then I would just use a cup of whatever flour you're using. So now that it's well mixed, I'm going to go quickly get the coconut oil veggie mix. Now it's completely solidified because we had it, actually I ended up putting it in the freezer just to save some time. And it has to be solid because basically we're kind of doing almost similar to what you would do if you were going to be making, say, pie crust or biscuit. So it has to actually be nice and hard, whether again you make this the night before, put it in the refrigerator, or you could also shortcut it by putting it in the freezer. So we're going to first using a regular pastry blender. Well, today I'll say we're adding a quarter a cup of sweet potatoes. So with that quarter of a cup of starchy vegetable, you have like a lot of variety that you can use. So sometimes I'll use sweet potato, sometimes I will use regular potatoes, so this is basically exactly a quarter cup. Once in a while, I'll use extremely ripe banana. That doesn't happen that often, mostly because we never have bananas go to that stage because my son just eats so many bananas. So okay, so it's nice and dense. Okay, so now we have our dough, nice and packed. And then we're going to roll it out to cut into our shapes. And we'll roll. I like using this star shape cookie cutter. Of course, you can use whatever cookie cutter you want. I'm just going to cut all these star. I'm going to put these on the cookie sheet that I lined with some parchment paper. Yeah, these are coming out pretty good. And as soon as I fill up this sheet, whatever dough I have left, I will repeat for the other sheet that's also lined. And one more. Okay, so now that we have all of our cookies formed, we're going to put them in the oven at 375. Typical bake time is about 20 to 22 minutes. Okay, so now it's been 20 minutes, and so it's time for us to see what the final product looks like. So I'm going to go and grab the cookies from the oven. Oh, they do look very, very good. And I'm just going to be putting those on a cooling rack. So typically what I do is I will put them on the cooling rack, and once they've cooled down, I will put them in a glass container, which I will be putting in the refrigerator because, again, these do not have any preservatives. So if you leave them out for too long on the counter, like for a few days, they could potentially get moldy. And yeah, I'm very excited. My son is going to be coming home soon from daycare, and this is like one of his favorite snacks. Again, this has vegetables. There's a lot of variety that you can do with these cookies. So hopefully maybe you'll get a chance. And of course, like, I would love to hear how your recipes go. And so you can always, post a comment in the chat option of this video. So again, this is Dr. Ivy Branin. If you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, highly recommend that you subscribe. And of course, if you like the video, don't forget to like it. And yes, I've provided links to all the supplies and ingredients that I used to make my son his veggie cookies. Looking forward to seeing you next time.